Hola, 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 beautiful people. It's me, Maris, and how are you today? I hope that you have had a magically delicious start of the day, and I know it's like your afternoon break time, and well, I just wanted to stop by and do a Tuesday energy forecast. Remind you that Tuesday evenings we have the foot detox clinic where you can get it as discounted as $25 for a 30-minute session, which is really cool. I mean, and that's 30 minutes in the water and then like 15 minutes getting a little foot care there. So it's really a pretty cool deal, for 25 bucks cash. Cash App or Venmo when you prepay. But anyway, we are using, and it was this deck right over here, and this is the Angels and Ancestors deck, and I believe by Kyle Gray, and so that's the deck that we are using today. So happy solstice. That's like my favorite day of the year. My mom's birthday is June 20th, so this is always my favorite time of the year. My mom was like such a groovy woman, and I'm almost to say I'm a little ashamed I didn't recognize her grooviness until much older, and it was like, let's say even to like after she died. And so, but to honor her, so that's why I do what I do. She's a cool, groovy lady, and this is her time of year. So anyway, happy solstice. We're using the Angels and Ancestors. We're asking for the energy forecast. Okay, there we go. All right. And let's take a look at the energy that's coming in. Okay, do you have... Wait. I hope everybody has a little snack or drink or something, because this is some intense energy that's coming in. This is some intense energy that is coming in. Doing my little thing here. I gotta watch the time. And in that intense energy, my friends, we are going to be feeling in a struggle. We're not going to have a lot of, in our environment, we're not going to have a lot of zen. Doesn't mean that we ourselves aren't feeling zen. It just means that there's some intense energy coming in, and it's almost a time of unrest, and I'm going to use the word unpeace. Now, what's interesting is this card follows up through, so we're looking at the guardian angel. And I want you to kind of think of things as being maybe even a trinity. Looks like even within that, if you kind of look at it, a part of... oh, God, it's on the tip of my tongue. This... Not the, like something of Solomon, and I'm like, it's on the tip of my tongue. But what I'm getting through there is there's a lot of significance to this card being in the obstacle, because it's all about perspective. So we have the broken arrow upside down, and that's talking about a lot of unrest, unpeace, a lot of animosity, a lot of rage. And I'm picking up right here, and I'm like, ooh. Gives me the weebie-jeebies. I don't like that feeling. It's really, really scary. And then I'm like, okay, so if that's the energy that's coming in, this next card is what the block is. And the block, let's go back to that, is the guardian angel. So this is the block of this negative energy. It's not our block. Okay, so what we're looking at is that we are really well protected, spiritually speaking. We are very well protected. And I'm kind of getting a little, vibes is it's kind of like having a covering over us, and that covering protects us from what's going on in the world around us. Not like an egg, but looking at that, it's not like an egg covering. It's just like we're illuminated, and there's a force field or whatever that's there to protect us. And it's like, don't worry, we got it. It's good. So I'm okay with that energy. I'm already seeing, just exactly how negative we can be with this energy that's coming in. But I'm also seeing how awesome and working towards being balanced and sharing that balance. Okay, so there's like people that are starting to look to see things in different perspectives, and they're gaining this different insight and gaining discernment. When I was in college, like one of my first or second go arounds, right? I've been to college like a lot of times. There was one of my professors that when something was important and it would be on a test, he would do like the tapping on his podium and or like snap. And when I used to teach, I would snap. So this is a snap moment. Let's look at this card again. It's the Stargazer, and this is about setting your sets high. The message that I'm getting with this actually is this big encouragement of that you've been riding really fine and riding well on this plateau. But now it's time for you to make a new set of goals and look in growing in that new direction, or growing in a direction. So what's happening through here is that, so stand your ground. I had Judy Collins singing Both Sides Now in my head. This is let's not look at standing your ground as being a defensive mechanism, and it's not even really being an offensive mechanism. It is just establishing what a boundary is. And there's been some difficulties, hence why we have that sense of unrest. There's been a difficulty with people understanding what boundaries are, body, mind, and spirit. And so there's been a lot of really poor boundaries, or people overstepping boundaries through this. Oh, look how this is like changing. That is so weird. Okay, so, how funny. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's get that back into. That's kind of funny how it started kind of being really fuzzy there for a second. So again, looking at this is about establishing your boundaries, body, mind, and spirit, and not being afraid or ashamed to exhibit or display those boundaries. I want to say enough is enough on the motivation here. That's what I'm hearing, is that now that many people have kind of reached this point, they're like, this is not what I bargained for. This is not what I agreed to. This is not what I compromised for. And so now I'm going to reestablish, or not reestablish, but reiterate what I did agree for. Okay, that's what this card here is talking to me about. It's about not having the fear or shame, guilt, whatever, of reiterating what your boundaries are as a person, body, mind, and spirit. And so this kind of leads where people start to see you in a totally different light. I get like this banshee, crazy like a banshee. They're, kind of look at it and they're like, well, where the hell has that been? Oh, she must be moody. He must, have been he must be playing too many video games. Something to that effect. Whatever it is that the energy is that somebody, or the outside, the people and places that are offended by you reiterating and reestablishing your boundaries, all want to, kind of say it's along the lines of that you're crazy and it's not, or you're moody or you're flighty or whatever, unstable almost. You're animalistic and acting out, and it's like, oh no, not at all. I'm actually at a really good place in my life. I'm just not going to take your garbage anymore. That's a scary feeling, okay? That's a really scary feeling, and it's very scary for the perpetrator in this, the one that kind of like brings out the ugliness. I gotta smudge this here. Okay. I'm gonna smudge you too here. Smudge you. Smudge me. I'm like, oh. But it's kind of like when you think about the agitator, the person that's brought, that's kind of like the common denominator in some of the garbage going on in your life, and you have to go, okay, look, they've overstepped boundaries with me, and I need to go ahead and stand up for myself and give them back those boundaries, not give them back what my boundaries are, reiterate with them on that. And that can be really difficult because we don't always like to tell people, okay, hey, you've crossed a boundary with me. And we've been uncomfortable. As we've noticed, is that, we come in this period of peace and unrest. So people are overstepping a boundary with our good nature. And then we have like, hey, regardless, we're protecting you. We've got you. The angels have our back. But we need a couple of things from you, and the couple of things were about setting up setting up your goals. You've been riding high and fine. It's time for you to reset goals, and then also to stand up for yourself. You've been allowing people to come over you and take advantage of you, suck the life force out of you, and now it's time for you to tell them, hey, no more. And then how do they respond? Well, they respond like, oh, they're just crazy. It's just like all of a sudden, like this crazy wolf animalistic, they probably are howling at the moon, just came out all over them, and you're like, what the heck? No, I just told Betty Sue what the boundaries were, and they're not accepting it, so they're calling me crazy. Okay, sit back, relax, don't worry about it. You've got to let that stuff flow. Because if you don't let that flow go by, and this is what she's saying right here, protection guardian, it's going to haunt you. It's going to follow you. You need to drop that connection in with the negative vibe that they want to send your way. So it's kind of like when you go online, and regardless of whatever your political party is, but say you're one party, okay, and you go online and you see a bunch of things that people are criticizing your party or people that are a part of that party, because this is a common thing that I hear a lot. You need to start disconnecting in with that and realize that, what are your boundaries? You don't have to get upset per se. Yeah, things like that can be offensive and they can hurt your feelings. But, it's be open for some banter or discourse. I think that when we are ashamed of who we are or what we believe in, whether it be social, political, religious, academic, scientific, whatever, and we feel a sense of shame or fear in expressing that we actually limit our own energy and limit our vibration. A repetitive theme that I have seen over the last probably 6 or 7 weeks is people feeling like they are suffocating, people feeling like they're being oppressed and restricted, branded, and not the cool kind of branded. So working with that energy, it's time for us to kind of get off of the defense and drop the defense. The shield, is not like, the offensive shield. You would think of the offensive defensive shield like in the Roman empires or the gladiators. But this is like a layer of protection that almost keeps us oblivious. So this is saying you need to kind of drop that, or, not oblivious, but narrow-minded and extremely biased. So this is talking about losing some of that bias so that you can see things from other directions, other perspectives. And this kind of gives you the ability to understand what's going on with people around you. And where does this all lead to? You come out on top. Okay, this is just like, Grandma Gladys coming out and giving me a kiss on my forehead, or patting me on my back after we've had a really good healing session. So, this is my Grandma Gladys card. I really like it. It's she's actually would be my my great-grandmother-in-law. And she was one of the last traditional Wichita medicine women. And she was a very groovy lady. I never met her on this plane, but I've met her on other planes. Really cool lady. A lot of good, beautiful history. And then if you go on our Wichita War Council YouTube page, you can hear some of her songs that she recorded for the Smithsonian back, I want to say, like in the 1950s. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading. There's going to be a lot of garbage going on, but reset your boundaries and let people know exactly where you stand. Be safe in knowing that you're welcome. Be safe in knowing that you are protected. We may not always be what's called in the right, but when you believe in something enough to be able to verbalize it or demonstrate it in a peaceful manner that people can respect and understand, you know what? The world is yours. And that's what this is saying. And it's like you're a step above. Your growth is immense, and your growth is is right there. This is about you need to set those goals and start moving on those. But make sure set those boundaries. So, if you love my readings, I would love it if you gave me some stars, thumbs ups, a heart, shared me, something cool and groovy like that. Let the word know. Follow me on YouTube at Oklahoma Healing Connection. That's the name of the channel. And then I want to give a shout out to my favorite dispensary on the southwest side of town. It's over at 64th and Southwestern and Southwest 64th, right there on the corner. Really groovy place. Cloud 13 Baked is one of their mini lines. I love this. It's about my apple pies. It's about apple pies, not about cannabis, damn it. But that's who I would love for you to stop by and tell them hey, and let them know that Maris sent you. No, they don't give me any kickbacks, but it gives me brownie points with the manager, and I kind of like brownie points. even the edible ones. So, peace, love, harmony. I hope you had a most groovy day so far, and I hope you dug the reading. And no, I'm not playing Illuminati. I'm trying to do the third eye, but oh, I do want to show you. These are my earrings I got at the Indian taco dinner from the Oklahoma City Powwow Club. Yeah, they're so cool. I hope you like those. So, bye. Have a great day.